Hi, I'm Ellie with Big Sibs Tutoring. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the past tense, or should I say past tenses, in French. I'm specifically going over a way that will help when trying to decide when to use the passé composé or l'imparfait, the two most common past tenses in French. This video is for beginning French learners or really students of any level who just want a refresher, another way to think about when to use the two different past tenses. It can trip up anyone at any level. So, all right, let's jump in. So as I said, the passé composé and l'imparfait are the two most common past tenses in French. And just as a quick reminder, you use the passé composé when you're talking about something that happened in the past and was completed. It finished in the past. And we'll go over a way to kind of visualize this in a little bit. And this is when you use the conjugated forms of avoir or être, if it's depending on which verb you are talking about in the past tense. So a couple examples here, we have j'ai fini mes devoirs, I finished my homework, I finished. It was an event that started and ended. Or je suis allée à Paris, I went to Paris, I went, ended. So think of it as an event that happened in the past and ended. You can, L'imparfait is used when you're explaining something that happened in the past, but it was ongoing. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but this is an event so it kept going. Maybe it ended after a certain amount of time. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's still, maybe it was going on for the whole duration of the story you're talking about, for example. Two examples of that: j'étais à la plage, I was at the beach, an ongoing thing that happened in the past. Or c'était le mois de mai, it was the month of May. So sometimes it's hard to think about which form of the past tense to use. And here's one way I like to think of it. I like to think of a timeline. Let's look at this timeline as if this is the timeline of the day in question, right? And the events, as I mentioned, eating at a restaurant, seeing a movie, and going to the park. It was a nice day. I was 17. Okay. I can put these events on the timeline very specifically, right? Here, here, and here. But I can't just say I was 17 right here in between those two events because I was 17 for the whole day. So when there's an event where you can't just place it neatly on the timeline, that's when you're going to use l'imparfait to kind of draw it out more. As mentioned, let's say this is when I ate at a restaurant, which would be j'ai mangé au restaurant. So that's going to be le passé composé, right? Then we have the next event was I saw a movie. J'ai vu un film, right? That's passé composé using avoir. And then I said I went to the park. Je suis allée, and I'm going to use an extra e because I'm a girl. Je suis allée au parc. Okay, that happened and ended. Here we have the passé composé. Je suis allée, j'ai vu, and j'ai mangé. Those all ended. But again, it was a sunny day for the whole day of what I'm talking about. So for the sun here, I'm going to move it down here. I'm going to make a mark here. It was sunny day. I want to say it was a beautiful day, right? So that's going to be il faisait beau. It was nice the whole day. Okay. I can't put it on the timeline of just here, for example, right? Because it was nice the whole day. And the same thing with me being 17, right? I was 17 the whole day. So again, I can't just put it on the timeline. I have to make a whole thing here because I was 17 for the duration. And so that's when we're using l'imparfait, right? So j'avais 17 ans. I was 17. And here we have l'imparfait. And we also have l'imparfait here. Remember when you're talking about the weather, il fait. And so when we have to make the verb faire in this case, then parfait, faisait. So yeah, I think just remembering this timeline is a helpful way when you're deciding whether or not to put the past tense. Think of the timeline in your head and you say, I have this event that happened. Can I put it neatly on the timeline of events that happen? Or if I can't, that means I'm going to use l'imparfait. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Au revoir.